Perhaps you have never seen a splitter like this before, guys. Or maybe you have. If you were at the International Firewood Expo a couple weekends ago, you would have seen the new creation from Logox. This is a joint venture between Timberwolf and Logox, and this is the only working prototype in the world, and it is right here in my wood yard. And it was flattering for the Logox company to choose our event to unveil this to the world. So guys, I'm not going to give you an in-depth review. This is still the prototype, but I do just want to make sure that you're aware that it is out there, and I want to talk to you about innovation and about not being afraid to do something different, because this is certainly the case here. You don't see many log splitters that look like this. I'm going to go ahead and get it fired up. I'll run a couple logs, but let me just show you some dimensions. The table height, we're at 35 inches. It does have a lip though to keep the log up on it. Oh, it is in storage just under 3 foot 8 inches, 44 inches long. And this comes up for a production table, and that creates a footprint of 5.5 feet long, guys. So you would have your workstation over here, your controls are over here, and you have all of this workspace. They are going with a Honda. This is a Honda 270, and it is tucked away, and it's quiet too. And especially, I think, because it's down underneath, it's not really loud. It's far removed from your ears. They've added some creature comforts, like a toolbox to put a fuel can or whatever you need in there. And it is compact. The RAM lives inside of the splitter, so it's not going to work unless you do put up the production table. And they're boasting, I think, I can't remember, guys, you know how I am with number, like a 5 or a 6 second cycle time, but it has a stroke limiter on it, so you can set this, which will also increase your speed. This is going to have the power to bust your larger logs, but it's going to have the speed to be a re-splitter. It's also using that Timberwolf style 2-stage knife. You know, it gets it started here and then it finishes the split up here. I understand it's going to have a 4-way knife that you can slide on there. It can flip over, you know, depending on the size of your logs. But I'm liking it. I didn't measure the width here. So it is just about 3 feet wide, and the tires just peek out a little bit on each side. And this has, especially when the production table's down, it has a very small footprint. And I do believe that is one of the missed opportunities for splitter companies for a log splitter, because, you know, they're not ran all the time and they do a lot of sitting around. And wouldn't it be nice if they would have a very small footprint? The RAM is up inside, so it's going to come out this way. When we're running it, you'll be able to see it come out. That's the design behind this, though, to allow such a compact machine. It's road towable, it has a drawbar, and then I push this down here by hand, so it is maneuverable. It's heavy enough to split the big stuff, but it was light enough for me to push it all the way down here all by myself. And you know, they did have the foresight to add the receiver on this side too, so if you do get yourself split into a big pile of logs, you can pull it out this way. But I don't want to give you the whole review, guys. I just want to show this to you, let you know that it is out there, and let you know that we have firewood companies that are innovating, you know, and we're not just copying other people's designs and putting different paint on it, right? This is neat. You haven't seen one like this before, and here it is. And I'm excited to have been part of the advisory board with this. It is with me, it is with Back 40 Firewood, GP Outdoors, and Stony Ridge Farms. and we've all had our input with this, and we all had our own brainstorming session. Mine was pretty quick. But that's a lot of talk though, guys. Let me fire this up and let's see how this thing runs, all right? But first, wouldn't it be great if I had the world's greatest wheelbarrow? I do. All right, and I got my log ox too. About that. I kind of like the height that this works at, guys. The big deal for me was splitters. You know, I always compare everything to those I-beam splitters from the big box stores. Man, they're just so low. I like the work height. I like that this is right here. You know, you can secure your log while it's running. It is innovative, it's one of a kind, it's different, and especially the way I see things in the firewood industry, guys, different is good. Is a prototype. This is not the finished product. I understand the paint's going to be different, the final performance is going to be different, but the generalities is what you're looking at, and that's what I am liking because of the footprint. Look how small and compact that is. And I'm going to move out of the wind here because I don't like that noise when I'm listening to videos and that wind's blowing through the microphone. So the timber ox is pointed right at that market segment that we had talked about a little bit ago. I call it the home production. This is not just a homeowner's log splitter. It's much more than that. It's faster, it's more productive, it's got more creature comforts, and that's what I think this is really going to find its way with homeowners who are more serious about their firewood production. But here's something that I just want to talk about log splitters. And let's be honest here, okay? This doesn't include every log splitter out there. But the majority of the time that a log splitter lives its life is sitting, you know, and not doing anything. It's not in production. And when you think of a homeowner that's got like a lot of junk in the garage and you're trying to keep these in good shape, you know, that has a very small footprint. It folds up very compact and you can tuck that thing away. And then that flat production table, you know, you can put some stuff on top of it while you're not running it. Think about the homeowner. They want a big, powerful splitter, a splitter powerful enough to split the big stuff, fast enough though to be productive. And then they want it to be small enough so it's not taking up a bunch of space, a bunch of limited space in their garage or their shed or whatever. And that's what I am very excited about the timber ox. I think log ox is onto something with this. And for me, it means more than that. You know, log ox is a A+ company. They have a world-class brand. The log ox, you know, I mean, their story, it's everyone's dream. It was invented in a garage. It is now a worldwide phenomenon. It's a must-have tool for any firewooder who goes out into the woods to bring home the next year's heat. Well, you got to understand that when these guys operate, they go top shelf. And that's why they've spent a lot of time in developing this. And you know, I've been involved in a number of conference calls and just putting in my 2 cents with it. For me, the important part was the work height. The fact that they were able to get it as narrow as they have, where a homeowner can tuck that thing away in their garage. You know, that's probably no bigger than a table saw for a woodworker. I think that's really cool. But then, guys, think about the innovation. Okay, this is not just a copy of someone else's design. This is different. It's created from the ground up. It's risky, it's bold, it's all of the things that I just love in doing things different. And I give them credit for that, but different not for the sake of being different, but different because it's fitting a need that our market needs. I'm digging it. There was an interesting conversation I had with one of my good friends that was here for the International Firewood Expo. He was talking with another guy, and I don't know, the guy was either a landscaper or a tree service or something, but he does firewood too. He doesn't follow my channel. He just heard that this was going to be like a firewood expo. So the guy showed up and my friend was talking with them. This guy was looking around and he said that all of this has to be because of YouTube. He says you can't make money selling firewood. This guy went on to say that he does everything right in firewood. He rarely ever touches the wood. He scoops it and it's gone, and he says he can't make money with it. So my friend told me that because he knew what I was going to be saying about, you know, that. And I would tell him that you have everything backwards. You know, the fewer touches in firewood, the more money you're leaving on the table. If you want your firewood to be worth more money, you got to process it farther You just can't dump it onto the ground and leave it in big chunks, okay? That's how you become one of the many voices in our industry that complains you can't make money selling firewood. Small splits, value-added firewood, at least if you're a sole proprietor. Even if you're a volume guy, you could have multiple products, just like your fuel, unleaded, mid-grade, and premium. Ford used to have the Ford, the Mercury, the Lincoln. All of these different styles of a product appeal to more people. Well, I try to go after people that don't heat with firewood. I want people that like it for ambiance. They want a clean, easy to light stick of firewood. They want a reliable professional delivery model. And that's what I try to do with my firewood. The moral of this story, though, guys, is think about the firewood industry. There are a lot of people that just simply see what everyone else does, and then they copy it, and then they expect a different result. You with me? And so you have this voice that's in our industry where you can't process the wood much. You can't touch it much. The more times you touch the firewood, you're just losing money. And that is just 100% wrong. But that's the belief. And here you have a person that comes into my yard that just can't see it. They're just too set in their ways. Well, here you have like a company like Log Ox, innovative. The Log Ox never existed before these guys. They invented it in their garage. And now this timber ox splitter, the same thing. They have decided that they're in a position to make a creative, bold change to the splitter industry and try to fill a segment that's not being met, home production. And here's your working prototype right here. I think I can't even talk about the price for it yet, but I think it's going to be right there, an appropriate price. That still has to be developed along with some of the other fine tuning of this machine. But holy cow, think about innovative, think about doing things different, think about being different. And I was told by Log Ox that the Timber Ox will be available for purchase this summer. And I was given a link to a landing page with more information. And if you want to put a deposit on one and get on the list, here's your chance. I heard that there was, they sold their first one here at the expo a few weeks ago. The people that were here liked what they saw. And I had people come up and say, because I couldn't be everywhere at the same time, that it generated a lot of interest and it went through a lot of wood fast. So it was very well received when it was unveiled here at the expo. Okay guys, that's what I wanted to show you today. And these are the things that I find exciting with our industry. I really do believe our industry is in good hands. We have some A-plus manufacturers that are making world-class machines, and we're just getting better. We have healthy competition. And I think the ultimate people who benefit are us. All right, guys. I hope you like this because I'm liking what I'm seeing right here. Everyone have a great day.